Hey, what's up? So I just got done watching this Joe Rogan and Mick West of metabunk.com or .org or whatever the hell it is. And they just completely just basically piss all over the flat earth and everything else. And it's what's to be expected when Joe Rogan shows up with a round earth shill shirt on it with a happy face. And let's see, he's got a happy face shirt on. It says round earth shill, and it's got money signs in the eyes. In my opinion, Joe Rogan definitely knows what's going on. He probably at some point in his career had to, he had a crossroads where he had to decide, am I going to be furthering my career, or am I going to speak out about, what the truth is? And he decided that he's going to further his career and take the paycheck, and at the same time keep a podcast. And this way he can kind of learn what the truth is, which is what he wanted to begin with. But he just doesn't get to speak out about it because he has to know what to keep his mouth shut about. So either he can draw his own conclusions from what the truth is, or they just flat out tell him what it is. But it definitely seems, you can tell a shift in his narrative from now to, back when he was talking about the moon landing hoax and all that. So, this dude's definitely got an agenda. He's got this guy on who, he says that, the Earth is, here, we'll just watch this first part.
But there's also there's a US satellite that was just launched last year, the GOES 16 satellite, which is basically the same resolution.
Pull this sucker right up to your face.
All right, sorry.
No
And the
worries.
Russians have a
Oh, and I thought he was gonna say, pull up that picture there, Jamie, over there. His friend Jamie usually pulls up these pictures immediately. He pulls up all this media, all this stuff almost instantly. Anytime they talk about anything on Joe's show, if you've ever watched this before, you know that he'll have his homeboy over there pull up some footage or some video to show what he's talking about, or pictures or whatever. And at no point in this 17-minute clip that I've watched do they even talk, do they bring up anything on the screen for you to see. So you would think they would in this situation.
everyone's got their own satellite because this is basically weather satellites.
Yeah.
So they put them over the equator so they can see their own country. So Russia has one. You can mostly see India. China has one. It's not as good as the other ones, but the Russian one is it's the same resolution, 121 megapixels. That's the size of the image they do. It's like 11,000 pixels by 11,000 pixels view of the Earth, and you can zoom in and you can see cities, you can see contrails. And you can actually use these images from the satellites.
Because chemtrails aren't real. They're contrails. Yeah, right. This guy is a fucking joke, man. They bring this dude on here to debunk the flat earth theory, and this guy just spews shit from his mouth the entire time. He's got this shit-eating grin on his face. Joe Rogan and him have this, obviously scripted, conversation. There's talking points. They call all the flat earthers Bible believers, basically call them Nazis and anti-Semites, and they just play into every single hand and narrative you could possibly think they would, and it's pathetic.
To actually match up with the views of clouds and contrails from the ground, so you can.
He's saying you can match up the views from the satellite images and the contrails in the air from the ground and the satellite. You can match them. So where is this video? Where is this proof? Joe Rogan always has proof up. Damn, look at his eyes right there. That looks pretty creepy. Damn, that's really actually weird looking. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. They know it. It's just
Actually check to see if these images are actually correct, at least for where you are.
Right.
And then you could phone a friend somewhere else and ask them, do you have this type of cloud overhead? So you can actually verify whether these images are actually real or not.
Well, I brought it up to my friend Eddie, and he said it's all fake. He said all the photos are fake. They look fake. I'm like, but how would you know what a real photo of Earth from 22,000 miles looked like? Wouldn't it look exactly like Earth?
Yeah,
Like,
I think when you get to that stage of deep belief, you kind of have to believe that they're fake. There's no
Right.
way, and it's a real challenge. Like, how do you actually break through that for somebody? How can you actually convince them that something isn't fake if they just automatically assume it's fake? And I think has the person actually looked in detail at these images,
most people know.
and have they looked at the fact that you get one every 10?
What's hilarious about that is most flat earthers, at least from my point of view, I know 10 times what I knew before I started studying the flat earth theory. I know 10 times more about the heliocentric model than I ever would have known before. And I guarantee you I could tell probably more stuff about the heliocentric model than these guys. Anyways,
10 minutes or one every 15 minutes, and do every single image is this 121 megapixel image, and it all matches up exactly with what the weather is around the world. And it matches up
When?
with all the other size images.
Oh
One
my
from the
God.
Russians, one from the Chinese, one from the Japanese. They all match up, and I really don't think that the people who say it's fake have really actually looked.
Well, you're
at what's
absolutely
actually
right.
out there.
They definitely haven't, nor do they have any desire to. It's a belief issue, and it's almost like a religious issue. It's really fascinating. It's completely infected the world of professional pool players.
Really?
it is fascinating, Joe. What's fascinating is people like you who sit up on your freaking throne and pretend to be high and mighty and patronize people for speaking out and, trying to challenge the beliefs, because what's the big deal? Even if all of us are absolutely retarded, why does it bother so many people? That's what I want to know. Just leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to. Appreciate it. Peace.